I'm going to start off today's show with two glitches that I have experienced today. It's not the first time that these particular glitches occurred. Okay, I've got a audio confirmation on myself and about to get SpeakerBot. Let's see here.
DougBetts said, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yeah, that's a worky. Okay, so here, I told about this yesterday that when I turn Big Beast Build on after being off overnight, it can be glitchy. And I have come to where I want to restart it before actually starting the show. Well, this morning I forgot to do that. When I turned it on, probably just an hour ago, I don't know, and was not at the computer for a while. When I came to the computer, I forgot that I had just turned it on. So I signed in, which should have reminded me, but anyway, I did not remember. And so I went to try to do this particular thing that I'm about to show you. And I thought, aha, restart the computer. I'll bet that'll fix it. So I recorded this. I did two recordings. I recorded the symptom before restarting the computer. And then I recorded my attempt to go check on it after restarting the computer. I'm going to play that the second one back to you, so you can see what happened. I think it's interesting. Let's see from here. Turn on Chrome browser audio. Oops, where is it? Where'd it go? I'm muting that because where is that playing at? It's supposed to be playing in a media player. Oh, here it is. Does this guy know what he's doing? Okay, so there. That's that what you see on the screen there is the video that I recorded this morning after restarting the computer. How long is this one? 3 minutes. I might drag through it. I might scrub through it, through some places, because it did not go the way that I thought it would go. Here we go. I don't think you're hearing that because I'm not seeing the audio indicator. Let's try that again. Ah, there. Okay, going back to the beginning again. Yeah, we rehearsed this. No, we didn't. All right, here we go. Clicking play. Now give me a response in chat because I can see chat on OBS. Let me know if you're hearing the audio. You're not. You're not. I can see that you're not. Oh, because I'm turning Chrome browser audio on. This isn't Chrome browser. This is VLC. I have another button for that, I think. Do I have VLC button anymore? Maybe I got rid of that. I can click it over here. I'll click the monitor. I'll turn on the monitor audio. That way you'll hear it. Let me know again in chat. I have restarted Big Beast Build. So now I'm going to go back to that same video of Jason's. Deep cleaning, fixing a broken wire is the one that I was trying to.
So one thing I've been
one I was trying to look at. I come down and click on the down arrow. Still get nothing. Still get nothing. I don't know. So understand that's the glitch that I was after, is when I click on that down arrow or on the word reply, it won't expand. This is after the restart, so restarting did not fix this. Now I'm about to find the fix for it. Oh, why am I in this business? I don't know. Now I'm going to turn off my picture-in-picture so you can see his picture-in-picture. All right, so let's go look at Baby Beast. See if I get a different experience. Come over to history. No, it's not on. This is the part I should have scrubbed forward. I have to go to my, whatchamacallit, whatever. click on history, and then come to here, pause that, click the down arrow, and that works. Click on reply, and that works. On Big Beast, that does not work. Why? Can I tab to that? Ooh. Did I see something flicker around here? No. Oh, I'm active over here now. There. Tabbing. Here we go. Now, can I? Now it's active over here on the kebab menu. There. Can I spacebar? Yes, I can spacebar. Oh, Doug, you are a spacebar. What the heck? All right. How about if I go, I'm going to Control C. Switch account to which one? Let's go this one.
All right, so one thing I've been wanting to do for...
And come down and see if that account, yes, that account works. If I go back to Live Windows Training.
All right, so one thing I've been wanting to do for...
Come down, now it works. So I switched to a different account, then switched back. Baby Beast was using the same account that I'm having trouble with on Big Beast. Okay, so that's how it worked out. Issue solved. I have a similar issue on my iPhone right now. Yeah, I'm going to show that to you too. And then we'll go look through chat and stuff. Yeah, Tim, that wasn't Microsoft Edge. That was Google Chrome. And now I'm going to bring up my cell phone on screen. Yes, I'm going to be more careful about it. Let's see, do this, and then that to show you this symptom that has been consistent over the last couple of days. And I'm going to give you a chance to chime in and say, what would you do? And this is about the basics, troubleshooting the basics. When something's wrong, start out with the basics. So I started with Big Beast build, restarting it. And then I went, after that, didn't solve the problem. I checked my account on a different computer. It's okay. And then I switched to a different YouTube account on the same computer. It's okay. Then I switched back and it's working. So I would call those basics. That wasn't any kind of bizarre, deep troubleshooting. And then what I'm going to show on the phone here is also a troubleshooting exercise. If I can get to the right screen. This iPhone has these little subtle different ways of doing things. Okay, I'm going to go to screen mirroring and it should pop up over here. Any moment. Maybe I have to turn off Do Not Disturb. Oh, no, there it is. It was hiding behind the screen. Then I'll make that maximized. And then I'm going to get to the right place on the phone to show this. Okay, I think this will do it. So here's the home screen on my iPhone. This icon in the bottom right that says ADT. Yeah, you should be able to see me moving the mouse there. Can I do this? There, yeah. This ADT, that's my home security system. So now I'm going to try to open that. I'm going to press on that. And it shows that the system is disarmed. Fine, great. Now I'm going to go back to the home screen. And then I'm going to open that again to get back into it. And this is what it does. This is a behavior. It just sits here. Just sits here staring at me like I don't know why you want to see what's here. So if I go back to the home screen again, it's still, I can't get into it. All right, so what would you do next to troubleshoot that? Yes, my iOS is up to date. There was a recent update, and I think that's what caused the problem. I think that's when the problem showed up. Greg M says, I never closed the app. Yes, you're right. So let's do that. If I, you know what, I should take that off screen because when I swipe up, you're going to see whatever else. So I should, yeah, all right. So we'll do it this way. So I'm going to come back here. So I swipe halfway up and there's that app. And I got to make sure what is that behind there? Oh, that's okay. Coming back to it. I can swipe up on that. Whoops. So that exits the app. Then come back to here, launch it, and yes, it opens. Okay. However, I'm back into the same sequence. I have to actually exit the app every time I want to get back in. That did not used to be the case. And I do not like that. I do not like green eggs and ham. Sam I am. Right? Okay, so what would you do next to try to solve that? Greg M, there we go. Basics. I gave you a clue, right? Basics. He says, also power off the phone and see if that has any effect. There is another intermediate step before doing that that might help, but probably not. So I got to look through these other responses on my OBS chat. Close the app. I think so as well as Doug. Swipe up, see the apps in the background. Did reinstall the app. Tim Cruz is saying that's a little bit further ahead than what I want to do right now. Oh, it went to sleep. You know what? I'm gonna bring these up. Your comments on screen. How do I get back to that? Oh, from here. And then pop out chat. And then see what other suggestions are here. And what we're doing here is just covering the basics. Reinstall the app would be one of the things that could do, but there's a couple other things I'd rather do before that. iOS is up to date. Remove it and add it back. That's also uninstall. Power off the phone and see if that has any effect. Yes. One other thing I'd like to do before that. Clear the browser cache and history. Check app for updates. App potential. See if that ADT app, it might have updates to install. Yes. Force shutdown. Why not just do a regular shutdown? Is it on guest account on router reset? That's not going to be the issue because even when I'm away from my house, strictly operating through cellular, I have the same response. How to force hard reset on iPhones. Press hold the volume down button while pressing sleep wake button. Hold the buttons for 10 seconds until the phone turns off. Let go of the buttons. I'd rather do a regular shutdown instead of a forced shutdown. Hello, Dave Hall. Yeah, I haven't seen your name around for a while. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Bigger hammer to fix clear cache for that app. Could be. Double press home button to show all active home windows. This iPhone 13 mini does not have a home button. I just swipe up to see all the other apps. And that's kind of close to what I want to do. I just want to shut down all the other apps is what I'd like to do before restarting it. So I'm going to try that right quick. Is it on the guest network, the router, same network as alarm system? Yeah, that's not going to be the issue again, because when I'm away on cellular signals, I'm getting the same behavior, and I did not used to have that behavior. Read chat before show. Lana Dro. Lana. There is no Lana Dro before the show. Oh, I can see it on OBS. over here. I gotta, how do I do that? Oh, well, it's over here. You see where my mouse is. Is there a way to set downloads to be saved where I want them to be saved, not where Windows wants to dump all my files? Well, there's a couple responses to that. Do you want, are you asking Lana to, on any particular download, to choose where it's going to go to? Or are you asking for all downloads to go to some other folder other than downloads? You want it to be the same folder every time, but not the downloads folder. I'm suspecting you want to be able to choose the location at the time that you're downloading. Could you clarify that for me? And we'll come back to that. Thank you, Ken Stout. Oh, that gets points. That gets points. I think. I'm going to come over here and look at points. I think pointing me, no pun intended, but I did intend it, to point me towards somebody else's comment. I will get better about this, and you'll come to understand the reason for this down the road. Let's see, technical solutions. No, that's not a solution. Issue points structure. No. Financial donations. Help us timestamp. No. Oh well. I don't see it there, but there should be. So I'm going to say at Ken Stout. That's going to be about a 200 points to direct me to somebody else's comment that you think that I would really want to see now. And you were right about that. Now, get back to where I was at with my phone. Oh, I erased your negative 1 million yesterday, Ken. You don't have to make up for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is close all the other applications and then see if AD, my alarm program app operates better. Such a Doug. Such a Doug. Or in some venues, such a Dougie. I'm still going. I'm still going. I'm still going. Yeah, I leave a bunch of stuff open. Okay, now everything's closed. And then I think, yeah, I have to go redo my broadcast to Big Beast because I have not turned off my sleep on the phone. So now I know I have no other apps open in the background. So I'll swipe up a couple of times, gets to the home screen. ADT is not open right now, so I'll press it. It should go in. And then if I go back to the home screen, does it behave properly? No. Okay, so now hold the button on the right side and hold the volume down button until I get this power off slider, which that doesn't show on the broadcast. This is not forcing it off. This is just a standard turn off. There. And then waiting for that to go dark. Okay, now 1 in chat if you think this is going to fix it when I turn it back on. 0 if you think it's not going to fix it. And then the next thing I'm inclined to do is uninstall the app and reinstall it. I see a bunch of zeros. People do not think that's going to work. I wish you would give me more information at the end of that. If you think that exactly addresses this, or if this is just about a hard shutdown, what is that? Or what word should I search for when I get to that? All right, so here we go. It's back on. I'm going to wake it up with my super complex code and I'm moving my finger around so that you can't figure out what it is what my number is. I know you think you got my number, but you don't. It's working on it. There we go. I can select Big Beast and then it's coming up. I know there's no other apps open already in the background. Go to the home screen and then ADT. Okay, we know the first time I go into it's okay. I know if I go close it, then it works okay. I want to be able to just go right back into it. Because usually what I do is I just swipe up and I swipe I just swipe right until I get to it. I usually don't launch it from the home screen. It works. Restarting the phone was enough. I did not have to reinstall the app. Ba-doom, ba-doom, pop. So all you zeros, all you zeros, you were wrong. You were wrong. Yeah, I didn't know that was going to solve it. So let's try it again. See how long. Yeah, still works. Still works. So I'm going to say that refreshed all the phone's working memory and probably maybe refreshes cookies. I don't know. So anyway, I can let go of that one now. Really? Doug can let go of something? How many of you believe that? What is Tim trying to give me? Force restart. Now this is if the phone isn't responding. That's not what was happening. This is not called for. Force restart is not called for. The phone is responding. So no, not appropriate action, in my opinion. All right. Now, Lana Draw. So if I scroll all the way up, I don't think I didn't have this browser open when Lana's question came in. Let's come back over here. Do it this way, I can get the red dot here. Is that coming over for you guys? I don't know if it is. I don't think you're seeing the red dot. Looks to me like you're just seeing a frozen image. Okay, is there a way to set downloads to be saved, or I want
That's a big 10-4.
To be saved, not where Windows wants to dump all my files?
Read chat, please.
Let's see. That operation is clears cache on the phone, just restarting the phone. So that's an easy way to do it. You do see the dot. All right. When I was looking at OBS, I could not see the dot, but OBS was also frozen. My video screen was not active anymore. Try swiping up and see if it works. Meaning once it's open, can I just swipe up to get back to it? I'll open something else, some other app, and see if I can drag up halfway and then scroll over to it. Yes, yes, every way I want to work with it, it works. I've seen this fix stuff before. This process was a complete power down. Yeah, I have seen this fix stuff before. This process was a complete power down. I was not intending to show you any kind of ninja fix or any kind of ninja troubleshooting skills, just going back to the basics. Because a lot of time technicians, including myself, tend to find something going wrong, whether it's a computer or a cell phone, and then we start troubleshooting that because we're so good. And we skip over the basics. I did not know that was going to fix the phone. I have not been through that before. Honest engine. I'm not supposed to. Probably not supposed to use Native American words for that. Oh, the society we're in. Red elephants, minor pink. Oh, I got to get back to Lana's question. Did she give more of a clarification about what she wants? Oh, I can't even look back at her stuff, so I'm going to have to do Control F. Lana, yes, there are a couple other entries. Oh, Ken Stout, read chat, show before show, Lana Dro, yeah, got that. Here's Lana, each item, not all. So she wants to be able to choose individually. It can vary based on the browser that you're working with. So to accomplish that, I need to go find something to download, and I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out, but yeah, there are ways to do that. Now let's take that off screen for a moment. Let me go see what's in my downloads folder, because I need to be more diligent about doing things correctly. There are some download utilities that I do not like those. I'd rather work with the browser. So Lana, why don't we find out from you? What browser are you using? Is it Chrome or Edge or Mozilla Firefox or something else? Maybe I should find that out before I go down that road. And I gotta go find what I want to download as an example. Media creation tool takes too long. I want something quick and simple. If somebody's got a link that they can think of right off the bat that I can use to go to website and download, my mind's just running all over the place. I'm looking through my downloads to see if anything comes to mind. Shouldn't be that hard to find something. So I'm going to go back to chat and see what you're saying. I'm going to Control C that so I can get back to it easily. A lot of people, not only do they not power off their phones, but they don't even know how to switch to a different app or how to close down the apps that are open. I find that a lot. Red dots on your chest. Yeah, nobody's giving me that. Google Chrome, download PDFs. Others also. Okay, so where's a PDF? Lana, if you have a link you want to put in the chat of a particular PDF, just can't be that hard to get to. See, if I go to my Google Drive, that's not the same thing, because you're probably going to a website. How about download test PDF? Maybe somebody's got dummy PDF. How about that? How about if I go to dummy PDF? Here's the PDF. I want to download it. So here's a download button up in the upper right corner. If I click on that and see what it gives me right here. I can choose where to download it to. Are you not getting that? That you can maneuver through a folder right there. This is displaying the PDF in Google Chrome, probably because I must have an extension for Adobe turned on. So I'll go turn that off,
please.
and then I should be able to get probably what you're experiencing. Ran Israel Thunderbird, I agree. In all seriousness, I'm unable to swipe up on my iPhone and get the apps that are running. No, not asking for a friend, speaking for myself. Could you demonstrate? Okay, sure. Let me come back to that.
Please.
Let me come back to that. Stick on this issue. Usually the save location of an app program has a default location that needs to be adjusted manually. That's if you're downloading through a program. But if you're downloading through the Chrome browser and she wants to pick the save location every time, I think that's a different issue. So I need to I need to turn off that extension. It's a download link. What's a download link? Oh, this one? Oh, okay. It wasn't just for Thunder. It's not a PDF, probably. And this is probably going to duplicate what she's asking for. If I were to turn off the PDF display in Google Chrome, it's probably going to result in the same download experience as what she's asking for. So let's go see that. Yeah, okay. So this is downloading the setup files. Although this should work because it's not actually from a web page. So there it downloaded straight into this location. Now that's going to open it. So this is the piece that she wants different. What I normally do is click on the folder, and then I'll come over here and right click and cut it and then paste it where I want it. That's not what she's asking for. So let's go explore and see if we can find a way to tell Chrome to ask for a download location. So I'm going to search settings for a download, third party and download location right here. Change ask right here. This switch right here. Ask where to save each file before downloading. Click on that. And the way I got here is I just went into settings and I typed in the word download and then come turn this on. Now let's see what we get. I'll get to that read chat in a moment. I'll just close that, come back to here. Now I'm going to try downloading the other one. And there, it's asking me for a location. Lana Dro, does that answer the question that you're asking? And I didn't know that was going to be the answer. I kind of had a vague idea that that might be it.
Please.
I'm coming to your read chats, 2 of them. I usually select save as opposed to just default save. I wasn't offered that. There was no save as. If I click on this, it just downloads. But well, if I don't have that option turned on, it just downloads. Now, how about a right click on it? Save link as. Now, I don't want the link. I want to download. No, I don't see that happening there. So I don't see save as working there. Martin, on iPhone, do a quick double press of the home button. This shows all open apps and they can be flicked close. Lana Dro, please repeat. Commercial interrupted.
Red chat, please.
Okay, I can repeat that. Save link. Save link is to save the file at the end of the link. Okay, so you're saying that it does. Okay, so we can go down both of those roads. So I got all of these to come back to. I'm going to Control-C, copy that so I can get back to it. Now, so Lana, in Google Chrome, go to the 3-dot menu, Settings, and then in Search Settings, type the word Download. And that'll take you to this screen, and it's this option right here that says Ask where to save each file before downloading. When you have that turned on, then it's going to pop up that browse window where you can pick the folder and type in the file name that you want. Now, if I turn this off and then try demonstrating this technique about right-click and choose Save Link As, and then go to a different location, where do I want to go? I'll go to desktop, and it's got the file name there, and then click Save. Oh, that's obviously going to do the same thing. So you could either change that switch so it asks you every time, or if you only occasionally want to be able to pick a location, then right click on the link instead of left click and choose Save Link As. And that's going to save the file that's at the end of the link rather than just the link as I thought it was going to do. So, Lana, did you get that this time? And Lana, just so that you know, if you have that again, where a commercial interrupts something, if you can't skip the commercial after it's over, you can drag the playhead back a little bit and then play, and it should not play that commercial again. It should go right through that point so that you can see that whole section. And then you can also, let's go look at this.
Red chat, please.
Yeah, that's not mine. Here's my show. So yeah, after your commercial plays, you can drag the playhead back, or instead of dragging it back, you could hit the H key on your keyboard to go back 10 seconds at a time. See there, it's popping up over there on the left side saying 10 seconds, or the left arrow key will go back 5 seconds at a time, and then let it play through, and it should not play the commercial again. Now what you can do to catch up is hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and press period. Notice up at the top middle, it says 1.5 speed now, and then do it again is 1.75. Do it again is is double speed. And that way you can catch up to the live stream. Go catch up with some rechats. You can also edit the textual file destination at the top of the pop-up window instead of browsing its folder menu. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Selden, you can also edit the text field, the textual field, or in some parts of the country, we call it text field. Come over here like this, right? Click on the file name, choose Save Link As, and then just type in the file name in here. You could type in a folder name here, like if I do C:\/ setup. As soon as I start typing, it fills in this. So once I get far enough, like I think SW is enough, then I can press the down arrow key and that picks that much. If I want to go to a subfolder of that, I can then add a /, and then it gives me a list of all the subfolders that are under that. And there I can see there's a batch as BA. I could type BA, or I could click on batch. And then if I want to go to another level, I can press right arrow key so that text is no longer selected, put in a /, again, get another list of, in this case, file names rather than subfolders. If I want to save it over using that file name, I could click on that file name, or I could click on that file name and then change it if I wanted it to be something else. I'm not going to go through with that. Now, also, you could click on the folder names up here. If you get a whole long list of folder names, you want to go all the way back to the base, you can click on the base. Or if you want to use this, scroll down over here, you could do that and click on the C drive or whatever drive letter you want. Lots of ways you can maneuver through that box. Selden, did I correctly elaborate on what you were trying to say there? Hello, Marsman. Am I late? Swinging with the grandkids outside in the sun, bird watching. In the sun, bird watching. Oh, in the sun, comma, bird watching. Am I late? If you just showed up now, then yes, you're late. That's okay. We'll forgive you. You can go back and start back at the beginning in DVR mode if you want to. Am I late? I'm swinging with the grandkids outside in the sun, bird watching. So he's on the swing set, swinging, I suppose. Selden, yes, I did cover that the way he intended. Now let's get back to where I wanted to catch on, because there's another request here I haven't addressed yet. And here I thought I had so many topics to go into and didn't know how to choose them. I did not prepare any agenda because I prefer to go by what you're asking. So we did that. Martin Hogg, iPhone quick double press. Please repeat. Save link into the file. Where is Ken Stout's question? Because he's actually asking for, he's admitting that he's asking for himself, not claiming it's somebody else. In all seriousness, I am unable to swipe up on my own iPhone and get the apps that are running. No, not asking for a friend. So let me do a little sanitizing here and be sure that I have a few apps open so I can swipe between them without having something open that I don't want to expose. US Bank. Oh, no. No. Don't do the bank. No, I don't think I want to do that one. No, I shouldn't do that one either. But I do here that's not exposing personally identifiable information. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so here, bring up this iPhone. Is Ken watching right now? Because I don't want to go through this and have him say, oh, I wasn't watching. Could you do it again? Because he'll do that. He would do that. Ken, are you there?
Certainly.
There's a why, certainly. I'll bet that's him. Yes, he's there. All right. Here we go. I'm going to bring the phone up. I probably, you know what? First, I'm going to do something else. No, I can bring it up. I think I can bring it up. I was going to go turn off the screen, the screen timer. Okay, so here, I'm gonna just swipe up, not all the way, just a little bit, just a little bit. I don't want to, don't swipe all the way up. See, swipe all the way up like that. It's not like a credit card reader where they just try to do it harder. They take your credit card, jam it in there, bang. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just this, right? It's just this. Simple, simple little thing. Nothing to it. All you gotta do is diddly do it. Something like that. Yeah, don't go this big fat finger Ken Stout. He's a big guy. He's probably doing that. No, just gently from the bottom up. Okay, cool. So Ken, go ahead and try that. Does that do it? Did that fix it for you? I can barely see the phone. Can you bring it into focus on the little box? The little box? Why does that need any better focus? How about we try the keyboard camera? Oh, I think he means the little box. But I was showing, well, okay, let's do it this way. All right, bring that down. I'm going to go into the focus thing. I'm going to get me a button to bring this up quicker. Because he somehow can't seem to see my finger moving up. Okay, so don't do that. That don't work. Just up a little bit. This has been successful every time I do it. Just nice, simple, gentle movement. Just dragging your finger up to about between those two rows or somewhere around there. I don't know how little can I do it. Yeah, see, I just a little tiny bit. That one worked. That worked. That worked. That worked. To go all the way up, that still worked. But that doesn't work. See? Fast movement doesn't work. No. Just light, simple. Ken's going to try it right now, he says. He says. Right? Do I sound doubtful? Where are you guys? Oh, there you are. Where are you? Get out of here. I need a name for that. Why did I want to call it Jake? I don't think Goose. Goose? Scissors too bland. Darren's got a bunch of zeros. I don't know what those are for. Oh, zeros are, is that, do we think that'll fix it for Ken? Is that what he's putting a zero in for? Or did somebody else ask for zeros and ones by a vote? Darren, that is what he meant. He's saying zero, that's not going to fix it for Ken. He might know that the homies have already tried that with him and it did not work. Okay, even with my fat fingers, I successfully was able to do that. You may charge me 2 points for that service. Well, now actually, I think there's actually an award for that. Now, another point that this will be eventually published, published. It's not published yet because it's really not ready. I don't have the implementation for all those point levels ready yet. But I heard that read chat. I'll get to it in a minute. Tech issues short. Bringing a subjectively worthy technical issue to the community that spans multiple shows and eventually gets solved regardless of who provides solution. That wasn't multiple shows. That was technical issue short. No, that should be long. Oh, I didn't change the wording here. This is supposed to be bringing a subjectively worthy subject.
Red
Technical
check, please.
solution. Yeah, and that shouldn't be 2,000. Maybe 500. Bringing a worthy subject that gets solved during one show. During the same show. All right. So what did I say? 500. And then I can do enter. I don't have to finish it out, and then press the 500 button. There you go. Yeah, that wasn't the subtraction, Ken. That was an addition for bringing an interesting subject. Now I'd say it's subjectively interesting because I want to have an out, because some people will spam that and abuse that, and that's going to deduct points for you. Lana Dro also should have that. Lana Dro and 500. Thank you, Lana. Thank you for the question. That last free chat was regarding successful Sage 50 migration. Do I have an email standing by for that, or did you? Yeah, I think you sent me an email on that. I think I haven't got to it yet. And oh, here, I completed the migration of that client to Windows 11.
Please.
That uses Sage 50. I remember the issue. Restored Windows 10 image to the new box, upgraded to Windows 11. Okay, so rather than figuring out how to fresh install it, I think he tested it on Windows 11 and was successful. So then he did an image of the current installation, restored it to the new computer that is Windows 11 capable. So now it's restored with Windows 10, and then performed an in-place upgrade to Windows 11. Now see, that is bringing an issue to the community that spanned multiple shows. Subjectively worthy technical issue that spans multiple shows, 3,000. You know what? I think that's probably, this one's probably going to need to be 1,000. Multiple shows, 3,000. So Greg M. Because that's what I'm most hurting for, is interesting technical issues. And then how much points did I say for that? See, I don't have a button for that yet. So what I'll have to do is do this button where I type in the number and then press that button. Now this button was intended for money contributions, but it's not actually recorded as money contributions, just where I type in the points. All right, and thank you, Greg. Thank you for the update. Thank you for bringing the subject. Hold on a moment. And I think there was a recent read chat. This one. On an iPhone, you can show all open apps by quick. Now, I haven't demonstrated that. A quick double press of the home button. I don't have a home button on the 13, but the side button. Well, maybe that is called the home button. So let me try demonstrating that. Let's go back to the keyboard camera. Oh, there's my hair. Yeah, because you wanted to see that, I'm sure. So this button here, double tap. Nope. That gets my card reader. There is no home button. How about hold that down? No, that gets me Siri. No. No dice. iPhone Mini 13. iPhone 13 Mini. There's an iPhone 13 that's larger than this one. That's called the Mini, I believe. Mine is called a Mini. I don't know if Ken has a Mini. So, do you have any other Martin, your iPhone might have a home button. Mine does not. Ken's does not. Do you know of any other solution other than dragging halfway up? Well, Ken says he will try that. So if he's got the regular iPhone 13 that's not the mini, he might have a home button, or he might be trying that button on the right side. Ken says, I have an iPhone 13, doesn't it? No, doesn't have a home button. Oh, he just said that, Dougie. I do. Listen to this. Some of you are going to laugh at me. I pick up my grandson Braden at school. It's about 10 miles away. And then he spends the day with me or after school day anyway, on Tuesdays. So I pick him up after he's in the car and we're driving away from the school. I ask Siri for directions to home. Anybody want to speculate why I do that? Why I legitimately, justifiably ask for directions to my home from my grandson's school when I do that route every week? Why do that? I'll see what answers you give me.
Rechat, please.
To freak him out. No, it's not. It's not. And he totally understands why I do it. Not for him to know how to do it. No. You ask for directions. No, not Alzheimer's. Not testing Siri. No, none of those. None of those. Ken says iPhone 13 Pro Max does not have a physical home button. So he does not have the mini.
Please.
Apple's website, the home screen is accessed by swiping up from the bottom of the edge screen. However, from the bottom edge of the screen. However, you can enable an on-screen what? And nope, I'm not asking for directions for home to see if it's working. Optimal route, that's it. Isn't it the same route every time, Doug? No, it is not. It is not. Because it gives me 3 different paths to get home. It has given me 3 different paths to get home. And I do this when I'm going to his school. I ask directions to the elementary school. I ask for it by name. And it gives me different directions. Potentially different directions than the prior week. And the reason is because multiple of the potential paths out there occasionally have construction going on. So where the construction is can be different. Also, the amount of traffic that is backed up at these temporary stop signs can be kind of long. So it seems that it is picking which way to take me based upon that. And justify overpaying for an iPhone. No. Real-time traffic density. Yes, that is part of it. So you save 1 or 2 minutes. It's more like saving the frustration of being backed up in traffic. All right, Ken. Yes, you got a genuine chuckle out of me. Doggone it. Why did I not remember to not chuckle? Jeez. Do you have no self-control, man? There could be cattle drivers moving through downtown. It's a gift. It's a gift. I don't think I've missed any read chats. If I have, please redirect me to it. I do have some things lined up that I should get to. Which way do I want to go about these? Okay. Yeah, I'll take them in order. So I made mention yesterday of the not to be mentioned in Carrie's presence software. I'm kidding. SpinRite. I almost called it Stream Deck or StreamRite or something. Yeah, I mentioned SpinRite. Okay, so he says, please demonstrate fixing a broken hard drive or flash drive with SpinRite. Or please link a video where someone shows a failing drive, run SpinRite, and now the drive works. I have experienced the same frustration with from a different perspective that Carrie has regarding there's no videos out there and Mike that show actually doing it. There are some big name YouTube content creators who have videos about SpinRite, but they just talk about it. And they don't really come out endorsing it or against it. Maybe some of them do, but they're not giving me what I want. They're not giving Carrie what he wants. And even on Steve Gibson's website, the videos that are there do not accomplish what both Carrie and I hunger and thirst for. From a different perspective, I think that it's going to show value. I think it's fair to say that Carrie thinks it's not going to show value at being able to recover a broken hard drive. However, I don't envision any circumstance for myself or Carrie, for our clients, for the portion of IT that we work in. I don't see any occasion where we're going to want to use it, at least not on our existing clients, because they're all going to have backups. A new client calling, I could see maybe, but I'd rather send it to $300 data recovery. Even if I am absolutely convinced that SpinRite could fix it, I'm still more inclined to send it to $300 data recovery for this reason. Not that I'm worried about it not working if I'm totally convinced that this is the right product for the problem. But data recovery is not my forte. It is not what I do every day. It is what $300 data recovery does. And if I do it, I'm going to need to charge at least that much to make it justifiable doing it. I want the people who are experts in that to do it. So I would never use that, not even with a new client that I think it's really, really, really likely to work. Maybe, and there's one really, really edge case, or maybe, but here, and I have contemplated doing this without being asked. He says, please demonstrate. I'm going to say that is an ask. That is a request. And I'm interested in doing it anyway. I've been interested in trying it for quite a while. Fixing a broken hard drive or flash drive with SpinRite. Or please link a video. Part of the reason why I've been interested in doing it is because nobody else has. Nobody. I cannot find where somebody has actually demonstrated in real time, even if they speed it up, the experience of even trying to use SpinRite. So I'm interested in doing that. So here's what I have. This is part of my stack of potential SpinRite client cases. They are not all circumstances that I'm already believing that SpinRite is a good candidate for it, but they are potentials. I think the top one of the 3.5-inch drives, yes, indeed, is this one. 8 terabyte from Ken Stout, bad sectors, need new version of SpinRite. This, he sent me this before I got the new version of SpinRite. I have downloaded it. I have not even created the flash drive with it to boot. I haven't booted a computer with it. This label here, this drive is on top of this stack of drives, SpinRite candidates. I don't think it's going to be all that time consuming to set up a computer, because I think it's just plug the drive in, boot the computer on it, and let it go. Now I also have these drives, spinning, let's see. Yeah, those labels are okay. A spinning 2.5-inch drive, and it says, let's see, it's very slow. So don't have any particular error message. Boot time 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And then this one is a 1 terabyte SSD that is defective, low write speed, very low write speed, and somewhere I have some photos somewhere that have that date, so I can show what the photos say. Now, before I put these up, before I try it with these, I think I want to try it with a small flash drive, just so I can see the full process. Maybe do that during a live stream, or maybe, of course, I'll record it and publish it. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go there. And Doug, why do you look so reluctant? Well, because it's not really going to be useful for my clients. Because even if it is successful, I'm still not going to use it. I want the pros to do it. And is it really possible for me to know that a particular behavior on a drive is a good candidate for SpinRite? And I think there is a way. Well, that's enough said for now. That's enough said. I think we're going to come up with some interesting things on it. I could be wrong.
Read chat, please.
I get I get frustrated with Carrie's perspective on it without having the evidence, and the evidence is not out there. Agreed. So anyway, enough of that. Moving on. Oh, Carrie's here. I can't wait to see this, he says. All right. I am hoping on the upside, the decision scale, pros and cons, whichever hand does the pros, I don't know. On the pros side is maybe I'll get a lot of views. Maybe there's a lot of people out there who will want to see this, and maybe it will help the growth of my channel. That's always been kind of on the back of my mind. You're gonna wait to see this, though. It says I can't wait to see this. Oh, you're gonna wait. I have to pull myself away from more important things. He says he has the evidence. I want you to experience. I haven't heard you talk about the evidence. Unless you're talking about what the owner of $300 data recovery says about it, I don't accept that. He's not a neutral, uninterested third party to say that. So no. And it's actually, I don't know, I haven't heard what he says about it. I've heard what you say he says. So yeah, you're welcome. And I guess thank you for encouraging me to do it, particularly if it turns out to be good for my channel. And hey, if it turns out to condemn SpinRite, I'm okay with that. I can be objective about it. There's no evidence that the world is flat, yet there are those that still believe. Believer. Hello from Greece. Hello, Pixelbyte. Nice to see you again. I talked about it and demonstrated it years ago. I can't go look through all your... In fact, your old videos are not available to me. I'm a member of your channel, and I've tried to go back to find your old videos, and you said they're available in the catalog for members. I can figure out how to get to it. Let's go demonstrate that. See if I'm really being accurate about that. Oh, I doggone it, I forgot to put in a link. So I'm going to hit my video link button just so I can get a link here and put in question marks. I know Carrie doesn't need the link for this, but I want for other people reading the comments on my video to see where I addressed his request. And we'll go ahead and do the, well, no, I don't want to do the thumbs up, because if I do the thumbs up in heart and then I don't get around to fixing this timestamp, then it falls off of this list. So if I go over to Carrie's channel, I'm going to try to go find his archive. Unless you give me a read chat, Carrie, saying, no, don't do that. I can't imagine any reason why you don't want me to show that. So I should be able to go, I think, membership. Now we're in memberships, member for 2 years. I shouldn't go here because that's going to give me the publicly facing videos. Now these are members videos. These are members only videos. These are not the old archive. And are these even searchable this way? If you're going to give me, if you know the answer of what I'm trying to seek, Carrie, go ahead and put it in. I don't see any magnifying glass for these videos. This magnifying glass, I think, is going to search for the whole channel. Now, I know, I think he's republished Big Beast as publicly available. So I don't know if this is going to show it. Now here, see, these are not members only. So this is searching his regular, I'm trying to see, how do I get back to the old archive? I don't know that. Perks info. There's no video archive here in Perks. So, anywho, if somebody knows the answer to that, I would like to know. 1207 from Carrie. Click on video. Click on videos from here. He said click on video. So I'm saying it's this. Now, in here, members only videos will show up here. Now, he said the archive of the old videos is here. So I need something that I can search for back. Oh, what? Nuka-Cola? I'm trying to think of something from the old. Can you give me a name, Carrie, from an old video to see if I can, but then do I have to know the name of the video to find it? How would I find this? I don't see a way to browse the old archive. This shows all of the videos that I have access to, but let's see. Oh, how about filters? Latest, oldest. If I go to oldest, 16 years ago. Okay, here's 16 years ago, members only. Members only. All right, this is it. This is it. I stand corrected. I am literally standing. You know, I'm not in a chair. This will be it. Okay, my apologies. I had trouble figuring out where to get to them. So it looks like all the old archive. 11 years ago, 11 years ago, 11 years ago. These aren't just ones you have picked, right? 11 years, 11 years, 11 years. Quite a few there at 11 years. Okay, good, 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 good. Now I know. I suspect that I was trying to find them in the membership area, but they just show up in videos with members only. So the way I got to it is by I asked for the oldest. And then is there a way to search by like a date range? That would be nice to have a way to search a date range. Okay, enough of that. I need to come back over to channel comments. I don't think there's been another read chat, please. Oh, whoops, I need to. Somebody directed me to Carrie's comment. Brian did. And how much was I giving for that? I think it was 500. Let's go see. Was it 500? Yeah. No, that was an interesting topic. I don't know. That's all still under development. So Brian, right? It was Brian that said that. At BRI. The question has been asked about how points are accumulated. Does triggering the StreamerBot commands like Windy and all that? No, those do not get you any points. You get 50 points for every minute that you're active in chat. Active in chat is defined by this kebab menu in the upper right. As long as your name is showing in this list, then YouTube thinks you're active. If you haven't put in a chat message within the last 5 minutes, you drop off of this list. So you have to put in a chat message in less than 5 minutes to remain in this list so that you keep accumulating the 50 points. And this is, I'm going to make more of a game out of this. I think it has potential. Even asking how many points you have, that puts you back on that active participants list. So there's Greg M just showed up. Now I'll sit here and see if somebody else that isn't on this list right now, if you'll put something in chat, it pops up right here. So somebody else just popped up on that list. There's a whole bunch of other people that have been active in chat today that are not on this list right now. That's because you haven't been active enough to continue increasing points. Okay, going back to channel comments. Next one. Watch this. I'm going to remember. No. Do this right. I'm going to cancel that. Hit the button first. Do the thumbs up. Do the heart. Then reply. Now I can go straight to Control V paste. And that gets somebody to this point in the video. Well, the point when I press the button. Greg M says, this is what's happening with one client, but I have not yet been able to determine whether the fixes provided will fix the issue. So then I'm going to escape to get rid of my red dot, click on his ChatGPT link. I'm already signed in on my ChatGPT account, so I can get into his shared ChatGPT conversation. What he's got here, he explains to ChatGPT. This is his prompt to ChatGPT. A user on Windows 11 Home has a standard user account. Standard user account does not have admin rights. The standard user account uses Windows Hello to authenticate or authenticate, depending upon where you live in the country. The account also has a username and password. The account, okay, the standard user account has a username and password. There is an administrator account that uses a password. Under the limited user account, when an application needs to be run as admin, Windows Hello pops up and tries to authenticate the limited user account. There is a sentence that says, to continue, enter an admin username and password. There are no text input boxes on the screen. Okay, I am not easily set up to try to replicate that. Have you actually seen that yourself? Or is this what your client is telling you, Greg? Because what I've had many times is a client tells me one thing. When I get my eyeballs on the screen, I see, oh, well, there's this link over here, or there's this message down in the bottom right corner, the bottom left corner, that you can click on in order to put in a different username. Or you can actually click on the username itself, or click on the profile picture for the username to be able to put in a different username. There has to be something there in case you're unable to authenticate with Windows Hello. There's got to be something for you to click on to be able to put in a password. When you get to that point, at that point, you should be able to find something you can click on to put in the admin user account. So my questions to Greg, he says he was remoted in and he's seen that for himself. Are you able to send a screenshot of what you're seeing? There's got to be something, should be something there. There might not be, but should be. How about to be able to sign in as password? Is there something to click on to sign in with a password instead of using hello, which would be using his camera, probably. Did he tell us it's camera? I was remoted myself and seen that. Okay, but have you told us whether there was anything else to click on to choose to be able to do password? For example, I wanted to run an application as administrator. Now, when you're wanting to run as administrator, let's try this way. CMD. I'm wondering, when you're working as a limited user, is there some option that you can right click and open with some other credentials? Since I don't have a standard user account conveniently accessible, although I think I do on Baby Beast. Wanted to run. I should be able to set that demonstration up, all right. It is because he is using Windows Hello, I believe. Well, I also would need to set up Windows Hello, and I don't think my Logitech webcams will do Windows Hello, and I don't have. But doesn't Windows Hello also do the PIN number? I think. Let's let me look over here at Baby Beast a little bit. I'm going to see if I have a standard user account. Even if I don't, I could change one of my other user accounts to be standard. Yeah, I have here I'm going to bring it up on screen. I have a user account called Phil, which I think was for Phil Stodd when I was trying to demonstrate something. Let's bring this over here. Click on the, now I think he's dealing with Windows 10 though. Was that Windows 10, Greg? So I'll click on my name and then the 3-dot menu and then Phil. No, he says it's Windows 11. So I'm not sure if I set up Phil as a standard account or not. and I use my simple basic password for testing purposes. And then it wants to do the user account initialization. Add a Microsoft account? No, thank you. So I'm just going to click next without putting in an account name. Yeah, it wants that back. This account already exists. No account, create one, forgot username. Oh, this is interesting. I would not have anticipated this experience. How about back? Microsoft to activate back. Oh, opt out of backup. That's why I didn't do this opt out of backup. That's why I got stuck in that. I see Carrie's comment there. Haven't quite absorbed it. Let's see if I try to do command prompt as administrator, that's going to tell me if I have admin rights. No, it has admin rights. So I'll have to sign out of that. Yeah, mirroring 360 it objects to because I have that running on another user account. Sign out. Let's go. I'm going to go take a closer look at Carrie's comment. Change the lock screen background image to a default. Hit the Windows icon, usually at the very bottom of the keyboard.
Read chat, please.
Okay, the Windows icon, Windows key on the keyboard. In the pop-up that should have appeared, click the settings icon. Click the word personalization on the left side. Click the lock screen box. You may have to scroll down to see it. On the personalize your lock screen line, click picture, then select Windows Spotlight. Close the settings pop-up. Reboot your computer. The basic blue Windows background should appear eventually. Be patient. Then hit any key or mouse button to access the logon screen. Again, be patient. I'm not certain if he's responding to the issue I'm working on now or to some other question that somebody's came up with. Redacted screenshot of what I saw. All right, let's have a look at that. I'm going to take that off screen for a moment. Okay, so this was when you were trying to launch something as admin. To continue, enter an admin username and password. More choices, pin. I don't think there's a scroll bar there. Face, pin, changes to your device. This yes or no would be for enabling the user, or basically authorizing admin access. Hide details, show information about published certificate. So have you tried clicking on this right here? Welcome back, end user. Is the user's name, is their login name called end user? I'm guessing it is. Oh, more choices. This is clickable right here. Click on more choices. That's a link. It's in blue, blue, green. That's clickable. What happens when you click on that? Or did you already try it and you got these? End user is a standard user. Have you clicked on that link? You believe more choices gave you face and pin. It's not confident enough. You need to get a more confident answer on that. So let me see if I can get a demo set up over here. Here's Baby Beast. I've got to go back to me. I always forget if it's this one or this one. Oops, my mouse is on the wrong screen. This one, because it's asking for my PIN. Okay, so then I'll go users. So I want to edit the user called Phil. It's an administrator currently, that shows right over here. We'll do this drop down, change account type, standard, click OK, and to turn on the hello for his account, I think I'll have to do that in his account. I don't think I can do that from here. I'll close that and then come down to the Windows button, come to my name. I'm not going to sign out as me. I could. It'll avoid me getting an error message for that 360 program. Come over here to Phil. Put in my super complex long password. So now that's a standard account. Phil Stott in chat says, woohoo, I'm finally a standard user. I just close that. That's not going to cause me much trouble. Then I'm going to try command prompt as administrator. So here I don't have Windows Hello activated. So here it's asking for a password for the admin account. More choices gives me other usernames that I could use. Now, in order to replicate what he's got going on, I need to activate Windows Hello. So can I just Windows key and then hello? Set up face sign in. Is that the only way you can do hello? Fingerprint. PIN. Yeah, PIN is also Windows Hello. And we saw a PIN in that screenshot that he gave us, that Greg gave us. And PIN was one of the choices. Use a PIN, so I can set up a PIN. And this is going to be, oh, I got to put in the password for Phil, so super long, complex password. And then put in a PIN. You know what? I can always reset the PIN if I forget what I'm putting in. I'm gonna use the year 2025. Not a good choice for a PIN, but for this purpose, fine. And you could include letters and symbols if you wanted with that checkbox. Okay, so now we have a PIN. Now, CMD, run as administrator, and it's going straight to an admin account. Is that because my admin account is still signed in? So I think I'm going to need to go sign out of that account. I'll give a clean experience of this. All right, so then what all do I have open? I'm going to take these off screen while I close them down, since I don't know what I might expose while I clicking on those two. I'm right clicking on the icons in most instances and just clicking the close button. Not close as in clothing. Close as in the opposite of open. Okay, then here's back to Baby Beast. I'll sign out. Oh, mouse without borders is the mouse utility that I have so I can use my mouse from Big Beast and just go across the screens and go right over to Baby Beast without switching to the other mouse. So now we're going to sign in with Phil. There's the PIN. I almost put in that long old password. What was it? Oh yeah. The thing I like about pins is you don't have to press the enter key. Really, Doug? Lazy much? Now I think I have a pretty good reproduction of what Greg is describing. CMD, run as administrator. It's still asking my... No, wait a minute. That is not the same account. The admin account you just saw me using was Doug Space Betts because he's a space cadet. This one, Doug Betts without a space, that is a local user account. Doug Space Betts is connected with my Microsoft account, although it's actually,
Read chat, please.
I think, underneath also a local account. Baby, and then more choices. And here I have the list of other accounts. Is the admin account? Here's a possibility, Greg. Have you hidden the admin account so that the user doesn't see the admin account on the usernames to sign in with? Because that's a thing. You can hide
No way.
other accounts. He says no, he hasn't done that. All right. When you go to sign out, let's see. Let's go on here. Password. Let's see if oh, now here's an interesting thing. My admin account, that the username that uses Doug Space Betts, it's not in this list, but it would be this one right down here that has my email address because that's associated with my email account. But the user visual for that is supposed to be Doug Space Betts. But you're not seeing. Okay, we still got to know, did you click on more choices? Because you're just seeing that same user account. So if I choose that same user account from here, it doesn't even show up. If I do more details, what do I get? Do I get a different experience? You're definitely getting a different experience. Now, of course, I'm dealing with Windows 11 Pro. You're dealing with Windows 11 Home. Going to check the read chat messages. Non-admin account won't appear on this list. Well, that makes sense. It shouldn't, because you're asking for admin rights. The admin account is password only. Standard user is Windows Hello face recognition, not a PIN. But I wouldn't think... The standard user also has a password underlying it. You've told us that already. But you're not totally confident that you have clicked on that more options link, because you haven't even been offered the admin account. Oh, I don't have my mouse without borders active anymore because I'm no longer logged in with the account that has that. Run as admin. See, this is not the account that I'm currently signed in with. This is an admin account. And now it's asking for your user's password. I'm going to go back to your picture. So you've asked for admin access it's wanting to authenticate as your current user. That's telling me that your current user is admin rights. And it's wanting you to authenticate. Have you finished with this? Have you put in the PIN number or the
Read
face?
chat, please.
Because the PIN number is showing up here, that tells me there is a PIN number. Have you tried going through that and click yes and see if it works? Because it should not be offering you to sign in as your standard account when you're asking for admin rights. This is implying that this account is an admin account. Because non-admin accounts should not be appearing there. This same person managed to install Firefox in the app data folder SCI. Well, that implies they are admin. Are you just assuming they're not admin? Perhaps it's a two-step authentication. Use the PIN to access the actual elevation. Yeah, okay, that's a possibility. And I remember thinking that too. So if you authenticate as end user and click yes, does it then want you to authenticate as an administrator? I don't think that's a good design, but possible. End user is a standard user who cannot update any software like Firefox. This person has Windows Hello set up as the PIN?
Read chat, please.
No. Are you implying that there is no PIN and that it's only, oh, Windows Hello set as the PIN, not a camera. Not a camera Windows Hello then, because a PIN is Windows Hello, but you're being offered a face or a PIN. That tells me that you have Windows Hello set up as both, either or, that you could use either of them. PIN shouldn't be showing up if you don't have that configured. I haven't tested that to prove it. Anyone can install into his own app data folder. Oh, I get it. I see what you're saying. That's how Chrome Zoom allows standard user to install their apps. So you're saying,
Read chat, please.
they're saying they managed to install Firefox in the app data folder. They hacked it, right? I doubt that that's the default way. They got Firefox installed like without authorization, that they're not supposed to do that. Yes to something. Exclamation mark Y would be more useful because that will give me a yes immediately. Because I'm not sure what it was I said that you're saying yes to there. Gary says, by default, when you use Windows Hello, to go to admin, Hello pops up instead of password. You need to change group policy to ask for creds. All right, so there's a group policy way to do it.
Read chat, please.
But now it's Windows Home. But if you, well, no, you're not using a domain server because it is Windows Home. I have a video on my channel about how to install GP Edit, Group Policy Editor, on Windows Home. So Greg M, you could use that and whatever instructions. If Gary's going to give us a link, he might give us a link for how to do that. All right. I think the most significant thing at this point is, to me, in my mind, is that more choices. Because Greg, you're not sounding confident enough that you have clicked that, because that's where it ought to be. And Have you gone back to check to make sure that person is still configured as admin? I mean, as standard user, rather than just believing that they were. Now, this is not on a domain because we know that because it's Windows 11 Home. So I'm deducing that you somehow are in an administrator relationship with that person and you don't allow them to have admin rights. Pixelbyte, I think you asked this question before. I'm not quite sure what you mean. How is run today your X299 platform with 9980XE? 9980XE is the processor, the CPU on Big Beast. I'm not a hardware guy. I don't build computers. I don't know what X299 refers to. You're going to have to make your question a little more specific. Okay, I have same CPU and motherboard like yours. Oh, it's the motherboard chipset. Really? Really? You thought I would recognize the model of number of the chipset when I'm not a builder? Even if you had asked the motherboard model, if you had given me the motherboard model, and maybe that is part of the motherboard model number, I would not have known it. I would not have known it. Chipset, right. Do you know who you're talking to? Just because I do YouTube videos on Windows, that does not mean I know everything about the entire industry or even all the equipment I have. I can do some hardware stuff, but I don't call myself a hardware guy. I don't build computers. I used to. I started my business in 1992. Worked for a couple other companies for a few years prior to that. The company immediately prior, I was building, it's not fair to call them custom computers. They were PC clones. They were IBM clones. They were very basic. It's really, it's an insult to the term custom computer to call those custom computers. We had a local supplier for generic parts. We buy the parts and assemble the computer. When I started my own business, I continued doing the same thing because at that point in time, there was no Amazon. Buying a computer from a computer store had very limited selection and they were expensive. Buying from AST computers from Miracell or C Data, is that what it was called? So another company that I think I wanted to say it was C something. There were a couple companies that we could order from. It would take weeks to get the equipment and it was limited selection. So buying generic parts locally, I could spin up a new computer for a client same day. So I was building computers then, but that was a nightmare. I got out of that as soon as it was justifiable to get out of it. Pixelbyte, using Home Pro, using Home, not Pro. I'm a gamer. There is differences on performance. Oh, is there differences? I think he's asking between Windows 11 Home and Windows 11 Pro. Is there going to be a difference for performance for games? I do not believe so. I'm quite certain there is not, except, well, this is not a difference, but I did discover in setting up Big Beast Build that with my 256 gigabytes of memory that this this computer came with. 256 gigabytes of memory that this computer came with. When I restored my image from my prior streamer, which was Windows 10 Home, yeah, it would not recognize all that memory because Home version can't go past 128. So you have to have the Pro if you want to get up
Read chat,
to
please.
the upper reaches of memory. So that would be a difference. That last read chat. Yeah. Yeah, ran in Israel. Home is limited to 128 gigabyte. Isn't it? 16 megabytes? Now you're messing with me. Yeah, it's gigabytes, right? I think you just corrected yourself. Yeah, gigabytes. Oh man, you were making me question everything I knew about the world by saying megabytes. And I'm saying, no, that ain't right. Yeah, you can use regedit to change most anything that you could do, anything that you might do in GP edit. But if you happen to have the group policy editor commands, and sometimes it's difficult to find the corresponding registry entries because it's not intuitive, not at all. Got that. Gary. Here's the registry. Okay, we'll prompt for password. I'm already being prompted for password though, aren't I? I'm being prompted for the admin credentials. Greg's trouble with his client
Read chat, please.
is that he's not getting prompted to choose a admin username. But maybe that'll get him there. For troubleshooting purposes, Greg, you could turn off Windows Hello and see if you get a different experience. That last read chat was from Gary after I was already reading Gary's comment. That doesn't make sense. Ask the registry entry, change it from A3 to A1. So, Greg, you might want to copy this the way that I'm doing, save it somewhere, put it in an email to yourself or something like that. Maybe email it to your client, and then on their computer, Windows key R, regedit. Answer yes. Click in the field here, Control A to highlight that whole field, except that Control A did not work. There. Well, I just deleted it all. Control V to paste, and then enter. Should get you straight to that registry entry. It did not. Oh, I bet it's for a username, isn't it? Computer local. Oh, we need to get rid of that. Microsoft Windows current version, policies, consent, user behavior. I'm going to copy that. Does that get me there? No. Computer, HKey current user. What am I doing wrong? Oh, we don't have HKey local machine. It's HKey LM. Does this get me there? Not local user. Copy that. Enter. No. HKey current user. No, that's HKey current user. All right, let's go this way. Current user. And then I'll come out here like this. HKey current user. So, there. How about this? Will this get me there? Huh? No, it's not. Okay, bring it up this way. So bring up my clipboard history. Oh, I know. Let's do it this way. Put a backslash here. And then the next thing that I want, it's HK, oh, local machine. No, this is the one. This is the one, prompt user behavior. So we want HK local machine, not current user. So here, then I can pick that and put a backslash on the end of that, do another clipboard history to find that. Next is local machine, software, Microsoft Windows current version. Software, Microsoft, current version. Did I remember that wrong? I did. Windows. Windows, and right arrow key, since it already gave me the full name. I think here, CUR, current version, right arrow key, backslash. What's next? Policies, system, consent. Policies, system, consent. Oh, there is no consent. That's why I wasn't getting there. Because consent is actually a value, not a key. Consent, prompt behavior user. Consent prompt behavior user. So this one right here, mine is currently set to 5. And from a 3 to a 1. Well, I have it as a 5. So he's saying I need to change it to a 1. Yeah, I didn't do this on Baby Beast, did I? Okay, but that takes you to there. Why did I? Oh, here's why I didn't get there, right? I needed to, it's because that value is at the end. If I go back and paste this and just take off that value that's at the end, so now that'll get me to the lowest level registry key. These in here are not keys, they are values. Say that because we come into here, you could create a new key or you could create a new value. These things in here, those are binary values. So binary value, you're going to get that kind of a prompt. Those are values, they are not keys. All right.
Read chat, please.
I don't know what the same problem is that Pixelbud is referring to there. Same problem. The same problem that Greg's having? Is that what you're saying? User was a 3. My user was a 5. Yeah, my user was a 5, not a 3. I'm guessing that that's a different user prompt behavior.
Read chat, please.
Okay, I was looking at admin. Okay, so let's take that over to Baby Beast. Now, on Baby Beast, I'm not signed in with my Microsoft account, so my clipboard history won't show up over there. So the way I'm going to grab that is I'll go into Edge.
Read chat, please.
Go into the current video. So if I go youtube.com/LWTDB/live. That will always get you to the current live or the currently scheduled live stream. If I don't have a live stream scheduled and I don't have one running right now, this will take you to my channel page. And that last read chat was look one line below. You're looking at admin. Oh, he's saying in my registry. Oh, there. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Prompt behavior user. You're looking at the wrong registry value, Doug. See, that's using more words. Use more words. User was a 3. That's not enough to tell me I was looking at the wrong value in the registry. Ran Israel saying, you're looking at admin, not user. That one got the message across. Look one by line below. So I don't need to go to Baby Beast to demonstrate that. Oh, what graphics card do you have on this monster PC? I'll answer that briefly here. I don't know off the top of my head. Some days I might guess what it is, but I would have to go check. I'm gonna go look it up for you. And because I know you're probably gonna ask for more,
Read chat, please.
I'm just gonna show you the full configuration. Here it is. Here's the full configuration. Now you can right click on your browser tab, choose duplicate, and then pause that tab so that you can take time to read through this. I'm not going to read it out loud. 3090 EVGA. Greg's going to try the registry entry. Am I overtime? Nope, not yet. Douglas. Not Dougie, but Douglas. Yes, Mom? You were looking at the wrong line in that regedit window. You need to descend. I've already done that. I did that prior to this timestamp. Did you not see that? Oh, he's saying, is this enough words? Doug. All right, you got a legit chuckle from me. At Ran Israel. Legit. Douglas, you are looking at the wrong line in that regedit window. You need to descend one line lower. Enough words. That is enough words. I think I've written up a points for just really solving something I'm struggling with. I don't know if I can find that. I got to know this. I got to figure this out better. Providing a solution to a step in a process being worked on during a show that Doug is struggling with. Yes, that's a 300 points. Yeah. So that was Ran. 300. I don't have a 300 button yet. So I have to type that in manually. So old school to type in manually and not have a button. Gary says, we will let Lawn Dog enter my instructions to you. All right. If you think you can communicate effectively to Lawn Dog with your shorthand, more power to you. Do you like Windows 11 or old days like Windows 7? Windows 11, all the way. Absolutely. Ay, caramba. Marsman, I don't know what 5-minute limit you're talking about. He has the same PC that I have with you, 3090, but 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have seen Big Beast build utilizing over 100, not over 128, because I only have 128 in it now. I've seen it like over 80 gigabytes in use, but I don't think it's operating. I think that's a Adobe Premiere misbehavior when that happens. Right now, in use, I have 38 gigabytes. So I am currently using more RAM with only the things that I use for streaming. I'm using more than the total amount that you have, right? Oh, I have that configured to stay on top. Okay, this is the end of the show, so I don't think I'm going to take on new curiosity questions. You need to come in at the beginning of a show with these questions. Short answer, yes. For myself and my clients, yes. All right, stop doing this, Doug. I wish I had a way to search for oranges. Oh, I do, I think. What if I did this? All right, copy that. Control C, Control F, Control V. There's 8 of them. I go to the first one to be sure I've caught these. I see you got driver updates for your Intel. It's a red dot. Yeah, those, I just let them sit forever. That's OBS. This one is Intel. I should do that. This one, when you use Windows Hello to go to admin hello, pops up instead of password. You need to change group policy to ask for creds. What if you had, what if you had hello configured for the admin account on that computer? I wonder if that would be a different experience. Greg, I'd be interested if you're willing to experiment with that, to put in a Windows Hello authentication for your admin account. See if that gives you a different experience. I'm not sure if that matters. Rick Lake says, you and I are opposites. I would rather work with hardware. Software, not so much. Yeah, I far prefer working with operating systems and software, getting computers to do the complex things that I like it to do. And this is an area where Kerry and I are on opposite sides of the fence. He has said many times, he likes to keep it simple. Less things to break. You have seen me do things complex, and you have seen how many things break. And yes, I know I asked for it. I got what I'm asking for. So who's complaining? Yeah, we got that one. We got that one. And the reason I was having trouble pacing it is because I shouldn't have included the value at the end of that. I should have just copied this part, and that would have got me to the right key in the registry. Next one. Yeah, we got that. Got that. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. Gotta go. There's the email address. If you want to send a question, myself in the chat room will do our level best to try to provide you a solution, an idea towards a solution, or help in some way. And we'll take whatever you give us and respond to that. And if that means we have to drive deeper and get more detailed information from you, then we can spread it out over multiple days if needed. Yeah, I checked for Kerry's. He didn't have a show configured when I started, so I think we're out of here. All right, have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries, with friends who are here almost every day. We love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you dream. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Da, 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 da. community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team. For Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. And LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts are simply more deeply VB like tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme.